Just a second, Sal. The red line is going. All right. We should be live. All right. That was strange. We had some technical difficulties there. You were completely kicked off of the Zoom meeting, Sal. So I had to stop and we reset. So can you hear me?
I can hear you and I'm all set.
All right. All right. Let's jump in. Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobra Kai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal. We are back for another episode, which I'm super excited by because this thing dropped last week and we didn't have a chance to cover it yet and have it come out because we had not scheduled until tonight. So we are covering the season 4 official trailer. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm very excited. And I think we all saw this coming. It was just a matter of when, and now here it is. And now here we are. So yeah, pretty excited about this.
I was waiting. Once those exclusive photos dropped, I thought this would be like a day later, like last year, or like a minute later. But no, they waited a little bit, caught us off guard and snuck it in there. But I must tell you, I know I proclaim that season 3, that was the greatest TV trailer I'd ever seen. I do believe this trumps that.
Really? You think this is better than the season 3 trailer?
Maybe it's everything else. Maybe it's the anticipation and we know where this one's going. You got Terry Silver, you got All Valley. So I don't know if it's better. It's probably not, fair to judge, but I'm incredibly excited. And I just have played it on a loop.
Oh yeah. I've seen it several times. I don't normally do this, but I did watch a few reaction videos on YouTube of YouTubers reacting to the trailer. And a couple people seemed surprised that there was an All Valley, like they weren't expecting another All Valley.
Man, it's time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you and I think it's obvious. Maybe other people don't think it was so obvious. I guess
they think there's an All Valley every season.
Maybe, maybe.
Well, we're going to run through the trailer. I wasn't going to do it this way, and then I decided to. So we're going to go beat by beat, scene by scene through the trailer. And then we can go back and, talk about different things. But we're going to go through it like a quick pace. You'll be doing the dialogue and the voiceovers. And we're going to sync it up the best we can because some scenes there's VO and it bleeds into. I'm going to give the visuals, you give the dialogue, and we'll go through it and it'll create more excitement, Sal, just a lot more excitement. And then we can break down some things. And there's one huge thing I want to discuss at the end. So I'm sure you've got your own talking points, but I definitely have mine.
All right. I'm all set.
All right. So let me make one adjustment here for you. And so you can see, you see everything okay? Everything in bold you got?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we start with a Sony Walkman. And on the tape, because this is the old school tape playing Walkmans, it says Johnny's Badass Mixtape 4. And we hear, what song do we hear, Sal?
Rock of Ages by Def Leppard.
Absolutely. And I do wonder, though, really quickly, how many volumes of this mixtape does Johnny have? Probably hundreds of volumes. But anyway, take it away.
Then we have the Netflix logo over the screen.
And Johnny puts on the classic black bandana. And then an apprehensive Amanda drinks wine while listening to Daniel.
And Daniel says, if Johnny and I could actually work together and we can win Cobra Kai, we'll be out of business.
There's an aerial shot of Miyagi-Do as we see Daniel and Johnny bowing on a wooden platform, serving as a karate tournament ring, which is really cool. And then we then see all of the students come to attention.
And then Johnny says, we got to take things to the next level.
Johnny addresses the students. Johnny then does some striking and blocking drills with Huck. Daniel does some striking and blocking drills with Dimitri. And everyone is meditating with their eyes closed. But of course, Johnny peeks. Johnny has a few students on a rooftop with old mattresses far below them. Sal doesn't look good. He's going back to that old school cement mixer training.
Yep.
Or the guard dogs, the junkyard dogs.
Oh, yeah. And then Johnny says, eagles do not respond. They swoop down and take whatever they want. First, you got to learn how to fly.
Johnny and Daniel are outside with an open fire pit of sorts.
And then Daniel says, come on, we're going to get sued here. And Johnny says, sue me for what?
Johnny has turned Dimitri into a human punching bag with sofa, chair cushions, duct tape to him as students kick him.
Yeah. And then Johnny yells out, tighten that core.
Dimitri gives Johnny a slow, concerned look. Now we have an aerial shot of the valley. At Miyagi-Do, Johnny waxes on and off one of Miyagi's classic cars. So that alone is a talking point, but we'll keep going for the sake of this episode. Johnny does a kata on the water balancing platform with Daniel behind him. And Johnny spits in his hand and extends it to Daniel, who does not reach out his hands, which is also holding the Miyagi Sanders. And we've saw this in the First Look Photos exclusive photos by E! Entertainment.
Yes. Then we hear from Kreese. He says, our enemies are working together. They are combining their styles to beat us.
Now, Kreese is at the Cobra Kai dojo in front of the motto. And what does that exactly say, Sal?
Everyone together. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
That's exactly right. In an old warehouse, Daniel does push-ups on his knuckles with Johnny behind him with an Eagle Fang shirt and drinking a beer, most likely a
Coors Banquet.
Baseball pitching machine fires a ball at Daniel, who blocks it as another one fires. Of course, Johnny used this on with his first student, Miguel, back in season 1.
Mm-hmm. And Johnny says, good, LaRusso, good.
Kreese looks at his students entering, Kyler, Tori, and others, and they all see Robbie.
Then Kreese says, but there is only one way.
Now there's an aerial shot of the ocean, and I believe Malibu. Kreese walks towards a stunning home with countless windows. And as we see palm trees in the distance behind him, Kreese talks to someone.
And he says, and the only other person who knows how to teach Cobra Kai is you.
Now, go on. Something to add to that?
No.
You're getting excited over there.
We're going to come back to this.
So now we're back in the Karate Kid Part 3, and Silver drops Kreese off at LAX for his getaway to Tahiti, and they shake hands goodbye. Modern day Terry Silver is dressed in expensive threads, sunglasses resting on his forehead above his eyes, and he looks at Kreese. At Cobra Kai Dojo, Silver removes his loafers, no socks, of course.
And then Kreese says, now we're talking.
Silver does a very impressive front kick, followed by a series of punches just in front of Kreese, who gives a demonic laugh, much like Silver did in Karate Kid Part 3, a little bit. And Silver now has his ponytail and smiles.
Kreese says, you missed this, don't you? And then on the screen, on Netflix,
Kreese and Silver in matching black gis in front of the Cobra Kai students, who are also wearing black outfits, not gis. Now we see Kreese and Silver are in that high-end restaurant that we'd seen in these 7 exclusive First Look photos.
Silver says, I just want to make sure this time we win.
At the Cobra Kai Dojo, Robbie leads class, and he and everyone else is in white gis with white belts.
Robbie says, to beat the enemy. And then he continues, show me wax on, wax off. Then Robbie continues, it helps to know the enemy's playbook.
Wow. Amazing.
Yes.
Now, Robbie looks to Kreese, who's dressed in civilian clothes with a bag over his shoulder, American flag, and live and potentially cobra snakes behind him. Then Robbie spars with Silver and takes his licks while learning rule number 1 of Quicksilver.
Balance is crucial. A man can't stand, he can't fight.
And just to remind everyone of Quicksilver rule number 2,
a man can't breathe, he can't fight.
And lastly, Quicksilver rule number 3,
a man can't see, he can't fight.
I just had to include those, Sal, just for the sake of
a
refresher.
I'm with you.
So now Johnny, Daniel, and Miguel look concerned as someone arrives.
Silver says, Daniellarusso.
And arrives at the Miyagi-Do dojo, I should add, just like in the Karate Kid Part 3.
Yes.
Another flashback to the Karate Kid Part 3, when Daniel becomes a Cobra Kai and trains at the dojo. Kreese and Silver arrive at Miyagi-Do because now he's joined by Silver. Now we know they're there and who's with him. And a tighter shot of Daniel's growing concern. And yet another aerial shot of the valley. Can never have enough of those in Cobra Kai. And Kreese talks to Johnny, who's got a mountain lion on his shirt, Sal, which is also the West Valley High School mascot.
Yes. And then Kreese says, has it really come down to this? Johnny Lawrence playing second fiddle.
Daniel and Miguel do katas in front of the water balancing platform. Johnny watches from behind. Daniel and Johnny are now at a restaurant bar of their own, having their own discussions.
Daniel says, I just want what's best for Miguel and all of your students. And Johnny snaps back, so now you know what's best for Miguel?
These two. We now see a lot of kids dressed up at a school dance or even a prom. And Samantha dances with Miguel. Robbie enters with Tori, and Sam and Miguel notice him, of course, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, everything is seen. And back to the restaurant bar with Daniel and Johnny.
Johnny says, you circle around things your whole life. Wait for problems to show up at your doorstep. Daniel says, you cannot strike first with this guy.
Silver appears and he's staring down at something, someone, somewhere. Silver and Daniel run into each other at the local convenience store. A lot of action
Silver,
in that convenience store.
I'm going to say, don't go there. Don't go.
Don't go there.
Silver says, you just don't want to admit there's always been a little Cobra Kai in you.
Oh, I love that line.
Wow.
And then what do we hear blaring right now?
Rock of Ages, Rock of Ages.
I would have loved to see the other songs that were in the running. But
yeah.
that would have been fun, but they nailed it here.
Oh, yeah.
And then a focused Daniel trains in his home dojo.
And then on screen are the words, every legacy.
At Miyagi-Do, the students are training and now all in white gis with white belts, much like the Cobra Kai students. Miguel is jumping rope with a chain, Sal. Nice. I mean, this is the only thing missing from the Rocky IV training montage.
Oh, yeah. Sylvester Stallone should have added these scenes to the new Rocky IV.
Exactly. Tori does a takedown at the Cobra Kai dojo, and we see her pull her fist back. So it could be Robbie underneath her, as seen in the exclusive photos. Probably is. And then Robbie also runs into Daniel at the same local convenience store. I'm assuming that Silver and Robbie were there together, but maybe not.
I want to learn, are these different days? Is this the same day? Totally. Everybody's there. Robbie says, everybody thinks their way is the only way. And then on the screen, every rivalry.
At Miyagi-Do, Daniel, now in a white gi, white headband from the Karate Kid. How many points on that head gi?
I think 12.
Headband, Sal?
I think 12.
I think you're right. And a black belt as he prepares to spar and train with Dimitri. Back in the warehouse, Johnny is in a black gi with his classic black headband, leading class. Now we have an aerial shot of Cobra Kai as Robbie elbows and backhands someone.
Robbie says, you, my dad, Cobra Kai. And then on screen are the words, lead to this.
Daniel visits Mr. Miyagi's grave. Miguel talks with Johnny and Carmen. Could this be a relationship confession of sorts? Are they coming clean? And then at school, we see Kenny, the new guy picked on from the exclusive photos as well. And then we see him at the Cobra Kai dojo because we were curious which side he was going to go. Sure. Now we know.
Robbie says, the truth is, it doesn't matter which way you fight as long as it works.
Now we see Hawk and Miguel and others confront Robbie and Kenny in front of what could very well be golf and stuff. Wow. Can't tell. There's some stuff going on in the background.
Yeah,
I'm going to assume it is. At Cobra Kai, Silver and Kreese in street clothes address the students.
Silver says, no fighting until the tournament.
Much like in the original Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Kreese put that out there to his students. Now we see Samantha and Tori and more from that very same scene outside golf and stuff. The dojos seem to have run into one another pre-All Valley, Sal.
Yeah. Daniel says, we'll settle this on the mat.
In black gis, Silver and Kreese bow in front of the Cobra Kai motto, which again is?
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
It never gets old.
I know.
At All Valley, Johnny wears a red eagle fang gi with black headband, stands in front of Daniel, who wears a white Miyagi-Do gi with white headband. And Johnny had a black headband, if I said that wrong. It's almost as if they had just bowed into one another and we're not seeing that, just like the tail end of that. But this truly is, Sal, the unification of Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang on the big stage. Two all-time champs fighting together with different dojos.
Yes. Very telling when we come back around. Very telling. Because we were wondering what happened to Eagle Fang.
We were thinking Eagle Fang was just swallowed up, put aside. Not so fast.
Nope. On screen, Cobra Kai 4.
This reminds me of Rocky 4. Rocky versus Drago.
This is.
We
4.
See,
I just realized 4. Hello.
It is 4. We see the All Valley, blue mats, gold fist. Then at a table, we see the All Valley committee members begin to vote.
Ron says, All Valley, it's time to step into the future. This proposal will revolutionize the tournament by a show of hands. And then we see hands go up. And then George says, kind of under his breath, God help us all.
It's a great line. It's a great line. A Cobra Kai student does some acrobatic move. Daryl addresses the audience. And again, he is directly responsible for these blue mats and gold lettering. Let's be clear. Mm-hmm. Samantha is in a white gi, black belt, and doing a kata with a sai, which hang in the home dojo, by the way. I'm sure she's quite good at them. And then we see two students face off, and one does a Daryl Vidal, Xander Stone type move. Mm-hmm. You would call this what, Sal?
I think that would fall into the category of capoeira, the Brazilian dance martial art.
Yeah, it looks spectacular. These are fast cuts, by the way. I should have said. Some of these,
you got to pause.
Back it up. Wait a second.
Yeah.
And then to you,
Daryl announces on the microphone, welcome to the 51st annual All Valley Under 18 Karate Tournament. And then in big letters on the screen, only on Netflix, December 31. Wow.
And then Rock of Ages comes to a conclusion.
Yeah. This trailer, it's a ride. It definitely is a ride. In fact, I would say, I think it's more of a ride.
Yes.
Is it better than the last trailer? I don't know. It's more of a ride.
To compare. It's more of a ride. Well, they keep
kind of recover after it.
Every season, they just raise the bar. They have to.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of things to talk about quickly. Daryl saying something that we've talked about for a while. They mentioned under 18.
Yes,
that was kind
jumped
of
out at me.
Forgotten about, put aside. It's not on the, the marquee, the letter. They don't mention it, but then he does. He comes right out. So I would say to Daryl, you better check IDs.
Yes.
Because we're getting to that area of Karate Kid 3 area where it's like, wait a second. But anyway, so that was interesting that they brought that back in the fold.
It wasn't just the show itself, Jason. Some of the recent collectibles that have come out.
Yeah.
Little even the gift sets that have all the old Cobra Kai members that recently came out, part of San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah. Exclusive figures didn't have the words under 18. So it seemed like just everybody was getting away from the phrase under 18. You and I just surmised that they were just backing away from under 18, that there was going to be no more under 18. It was just going to be the All Valley itself.
That's interesting. Yeah. And I here it was, bam, right in our face. And I was shocked to hear it.
Flip the script. There they go.
It really does change things. Like if we keep going, and I'm assuming there's going to be a season 6 and so on, right? If there's another All Valley, some of these kids would be out of All Valley.
Sure.
Right. Then we'd have to get into those. We have to raise these new questions. They kind of just dismissed it by omitting it, but here it is back in our face. But my huge thing, and I learned from this trailer, just it got me thinking, is this, unless you have something else you want to jump in on. I was going to
couple little things. Yeah. Just a couple little things. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, what are they voting on? What is the committee voting on?
That
got me thinking. I truly believe something, Sal, and maybe we're on the same page because we have not talked. We've not talked since we saw this trailer.
We haven't, no.
Because it came out and then it was a weekend. So I'm thinking that there's some sort of masters section where we're going to see Johnny Daniel Silver Crease fight. That's just my hope. My wish I'm praying for. Well, the way they reacted was just like, what would have blown this committee away?
Okay. I think what you're saying is fantastic. But my thought was all they were doing was voting on. Remember, they what, lifetime ban on silver and crease, right? In the past?
And yeah, it could be just that, right? Let them back in. They've proved themselves, or Cobra Kai, because no, Cobra Kai has fought. Sorry, they were back in. Cobra
Terry
Kai
Silver's never been back. He was banned.
The two men have not been back. You're right.
Yeah. So that I just think that
Mike Barnes.
They were just lifted. Okay, I thought they just lifted the ban on the people they had banned. I thought that's all it was, but geez, do I like your idea?
Well, I do too. Is it going to happen? Well, who knows? Maybe it's you know how they have a tournament and it's like, okay, this is, we recently, like in fighting, like when Mike Tyson's fighting now,
sure,
it's an exhibition. Ivan Drago and Rocky Stallone, or Ivan Drago and Creed, Apollo Creed. It's an exhibition. You could do that, and it's nothing for points, but it's like bragging rights, right? You could. Hey, listen, that's my dream, but it probably is something like, let them back in. Okay, they're back in.
But you know what, though? If they did something like that, some sort of Masters division, which I think is freaking fantastic.
Over 18, of course.
I think it's fantastic. You see that little moment when Terry Silver is standing right in front of Daniel? Daniel looks tiny.
Oh, man. Silver's
no way would
guy.
they be in the same weight class.
Boy, there's no weight classes, though. It's just belts.
Okay. I'm so used to weight classes from MMA and boxing.
Yeah, doesn't apply here.
Okay, so you don't think if they had a Masters division in the All Valley, they would have weight classes? I guess they wouldn't, or age. It would just be based on age. Is all.
Yeah, and then Crease is at a disadvantage in a lot of ways, right? Because both of them are younger and stronger. But hey, listen, that's probably not going to happen. But to me, it was like, they seem pretty amped up at the All Valley bowing.
Yeah, like we're doing something revolutionary. The board was like, they're doing something big, and they're all raising their hands. And the one guy, what does he say? May God have mercy on us all. What does he say?
God help us.
Yes. Okay.
God help us all.
So in other words, this is serious. What's going on? I think you might be onto something. I really do.
I hope so. But also there's weapons now. So there's a lot of new wrinkles. It was cool to see that there's katas because it's always been fighting.
Yes,
so I love that there is at least weapon katas. I doubt there's just normal katas because it might not be as, fun for the audience. But anyway, that was amazing. And they've kind of filled in some gaps. And now we know there's two dojos. We know that the relationship between Johnny and Carmen's going to the next level. I'm assuming that looked like that type of talk.
Sure.
A lot of bonds. I mean, Robbie's a wild card. He seems to have gone so far to the dark side.
Yeah.
I don't know how he comes back over, but there's so much to fill in. I am literally just going to binge this thing, Sal, like everyone else.
I know. I'm probably going to also.
We are both going to go on a binge, and then when we finish it, we'll pick it back up for notes and then start knocking them out.
I could probably do. I think the most I've ever binged was 4 in a row.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go ahead and go for 5, and then take a break,
and then
do another 5. Yeah, I will do 5 and 5. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, it probably comes out at midnight, so that's hard to do 5 at midnight. But I'll at least do a couple, and then chip away Saturday and Sunday. I'll be done.
I might be able to do 5 because I'll go to bed at 2 and 3 sometimes. So I might be able to do.
Plus, it's New Year's Eve.
It's New Year's Eve. I'll be awake having champagne. But let me ask you. You don't think that's sort of everybody was fixated on what's happening to Eagle Fang now?
Right.
The trailer now gives it away. Eagle Fang remains.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't think that's a little bit of a
but
spoiler?
What is it called at the tournament? You know how the leaderboard,
we don't know what the dojo's called.
Miyagi-Do / Eagle Fang, maybe morph. I don't know if they have a new name just for the tournament. Probably not. Could just be LaRusso and Lawrence, but
I like that. That LaRusso Lawrence.
Well, that's because they're fighting, Sal. They're on the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I like the name as a dojo because what else are you gonna have, a Miyagi Fang or Eagle Do?
No, they probably have the whole thing written out. But
Miyagi Do, Eagle Fang together.
Yeah.
Okay.
That like work. A backslash. Now we did fill in another big thing.
Yeah.
Terry Silver still loaded.
Okay, so. That did look like Malibu. You're gonna tell me he's been 20 miles away?
Right over there. Well, Crease was gone for a long time too. Probably got back in, got his bearings, and now he's gonna reach out to his buddy. But you're right, they probably would have connected by now.
You would have think so. Yeah. You would think so. I know you theorized that. And that was a good thought. Like, what if he's broke? What if Terry Silver's broke? Wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah. But no, he's not. He's still loaded. He lives in a beautiful home. So, I do want to know what else is he still dumping nuclear sewage anywhere he wants?
Crypto, or he's helped invent Bitcoin. I don't know. I cannot wait to see what he's up to. Does he still have all the servants?
Yeah.
running around. And there was no Mike Barnes in the trailer, but I'm not giving up hope that we see a Mike Barnes appearance in season 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there will be some little, at the very least, a tip of the hat.
Yeah.
At the very least. But I do believe that he will have his name invoked, or we will see his face somewhere in season 4. I definitely agree.
Yeah. Anything else small that you had on your hit list to cover?
I know what we talked about this. The thing that stood out the most to me of Karate Kid 3, Daniel hitting and bloody knuckles hitting that. Yeah. And they showed that. And when they showed that again, really, I tense up when I see that, because you're inflicting pain on yourself is what you're doing. And bloody knuckles, make his knuckles bleed. And then Kreese invokes that later about the bloody knuckles. So that's the whole theme about the bloody knuckles. And that's where it originated right there, is Daniel hitting that wood, and then Terry Silver chuckling.
Yes.
That's when you see how evil is. That was like, I think, one of those moments of Karate Kid 3 where you go, oh, this guy is completely
he's
evil.
hiding behind the wall, laughing at what he's doing, what he's creating.
Yeah.
And just think, he's already got Robbie in his web willingly. Daniel was an unwilling participant who was kind of like, Mr. Miyagi won't train me. These guys will train me. Robbie's there. He wants to be there.
Yes,
How far? That reminds me of Star Wars so much. That dynamic. Yeah. Luke and Darth Vader and the Emperor. There's just a lot going on with that, the symbolism. But I don't know, man. I don't know how this season concludes itself, and then some of these characters aren't in the next season. Like, is Terry Silver really here for a one and done season? I don't know. I know he's going to steal every scene he's in, because it's already obvious. Like, we're fixated on Terry Silver. Like, wow, he's strong. He's loaded. He can bankroll anything, and he's really great at martial arts. And he's a sociopath. So I don't know what's going to happen. Is Kreese? I don't know. I don't even want to speculate too much. I'm just thrilled it's coming.
Oh yeah. This is all this time we've been waiting. The little pictures they've been giving us, that little mini trailer they gave us.
Oh yeah.
They gave us little chunks of meat. Little chunks of meat. This is meat on the bone right here, is what this is.
7-course meal.
This is what we've been waiting for. This right here.
Yeah. This will help us get those last couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly. This will tide us over.
Yeah.
This will tide us over until December 31st.
Oh my gosh. I mean, literally, I jumped in and was like making notes of the whole thing. I was like, this takes forever. These fast cuts. It's like, back it up, watch it again, back it up, watch it again, write down the dialogue.
You can actually watch that way. You can watch things in slow motion on YouTube. You could set in the settings. Yeah, you could watch something on, which I do every now and again. Watch something on slow motion to really make sure that you don't miss anything. Yeah, a lot of quick cuts. There's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Don't blink. You're going to miss stuff. Yeah. Very exciting trailer. Better than season 3. I don't even remember season 3 trailer. I have cinemamnesia, as you know, but a very exciting trailer, and definitely a thrill ride. Absolutely.
Yeah. They didn't bring any new characters in beyond Kenny, who we'd seen in the photos. So I know there's some other new people coming. None of that. Not a lot of Amanda here. We didn't cover everything, but it was the necessary parts. It's really a season leading up to All Valley. It's really what it is.
Yes, that's true. Leading up to All Valley, leading up to Terry Silver. But hang on.
No fighting. Wait for the Valley. Wait for the tournament. Yeah.
This is what I said before. Remember, we had that image of Tori on top of Robbie?
Yes.
And I said there's a little bit of romantic undertones there.
There's that. Yeah.
And then here they are walking into a dance together.
Yeah,
so I think we're going to see a
Sam
romance
and Miguel look good. Yeah, that's going to continue in some fashion. Something's going to happen with those romances. They're going to move forward or break up or switch. We don't know.
Again,
we don't know. A do-si-do. Very exciting stuff. I don't know if they'll do another trailer. I'm assuming this is it, because this really sets the bar high. We don't need new photos. We just need to get there. What's the date, Sal? What are we at?
What is today? Monday, December 13th.
So we are just, invert that. So we're a few weeks away.
Oh yeah.
And I don't see any funny business. I see this coming out as scheduled. I mean, I just don't now. Our dates, yours is still, hey, you're still lining up. Your 17th is in play.
Yeah, that could happen, but I think at this point, a little unlikely.
Yeah, I do too. I just don't. I feel like they're going to leave it where it's at. It's a good place. People have New Year's plans now, competing with some of the bowl games, the football bowl games. The kids got to watch Cobra Kai.
I think that as long as everything is in place now,
Yeah.
Everybody can plan their night. You can plan your weekend.
Exactly.
You can tell your spouse, hey, I'm not going to be available Saturday morning from 8 to 12. I'm going to be watching. You can plan your life. When people switch things around, it's hard to, plan things. And I like planning things.
I do have something to say to you, Sal.
Oh, yep.
I am now, of course, as we all know, I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
Yes.
On the East Coast.
Oh, oh my God. I just realized.
I will be texting you.
You're going to be sending me spoilers.
I will be binging and texting.
Oh, wow.
Sending you little videos, reaction shots. No,
that's not fair. You get to see Cobra Kai season 4 before I do.
Yeah. If you guys want to come out and visit us for New Year's, we could all watch it together.
That's crazy. I hadn't even thought about that. Wow. Okay. Well, congratulations. And hey, how about our friends in Australia or friends in
they've already seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. This was very exciting. And one thing I do want to mention, because it was very apparent to me, Daniel looked scared.
He did.
That
was some PTSD going on.
Yes.
Wait, I didn't even think it. Terry Silver, like this was already happening. And then Kreese went off and got a wild card. Hey, if Mike Barnes shows up, Daniel won't be able to contain himself.
Ah, man, I'm very happy with this trailer. I'm excited. I think this will carry us to December 31st. This is what we needed. This is what we all needed. Yeah, man, this is going to be big time excited. I will binge at least 5. I can guarantee you that. We'll see. Yes. I'm not making any. By the way, I'm not making any plans for New Year's weekend. This is my plan. My plan is this. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we should put it out to our fans. Let us know how you're gonna bring in the new year. Are you gonna binge like Sal and I? Are you gonna space it out? Let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah. Well, Jason and I have discussed this on previous episodes of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, that we both prefer if they would release it week by week.
Yeah, like Hulu does.
Yeah,
or HBO does.
I would prefer that. Okay, as a podcaster,
we really could use that.
Yeah,
but they don't.
As a viewer, would you prefer that too?
No, I probably would not like that.
Really? Okay.
Because I get frustrated with Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's like, if I could just watch that next one. Mm-hmm. And that's why sometimes, like you're a season or so behind. I think 2 seasons behind Curb. So if you went to watch that now, you could just go on a tear, and that is fun to have that, control. So no, I don't love it, but if they did do it, it would help us as podcasters. But as viewers, no, we've already been conditioned. It's hard to walk it back.
Yeah, it's too late now. Yeah. It's true. But man,
you could go binge the first 3 seasons.
That I will do.
I do plan on going back and watching the films again. If nothing else, watching the 3rd one again. Because I think there's so many things in there, and I'm less familiar with it than the first 2, of course.
Yes.
And I think there's still some things, even though we've done a deep dive, and I highly recommend those haven't listened to it. All of them, the Karate Kid Part 2, Part 3, special episodes, deep dive scene by scene breakdowns that we did. Fantastic. But I think if I watch Karate Kid 3 again today, I'd probably still pick up on some things like, I didn't notice Terry Silver did this, or here's a tell. Like I want to watch him more intently because now I know he's coming back to life. So
this is watching Karate Kid 3 with a new set of eyeballs.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'll agree with you on that. I'll go with you on that. I'm going to watch 3. I'm going to binge season 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And I'm going to be completely caught up with where we are in space and time, December 31st. Man, I'm going to be ready. I'll be ready for this.
And I just want to make a quick note.
Yes.
Sal and I spoke, and we held off on the next Karate Kid, special episode, because we were coming so close to the season, and it's not really a part of.
Yes.
So we're going to do that after we finish, all 10 episodes of season 4.
Yeah.
So I think the timing was better. And now that I'm on the East Coast, I actually live near, which is crazy, the house used in the next Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi and Julie live. So it's like a 30-minute drive. So I will go there, much like you've gone to Allie's house, and we'll do a remote from there.
Nice. Very nice. Looking forward to that.
A lot of fun. So that's all I got, Sal, unless you got anything else.
One thing I'm definitely going to do, I think I'm going to go down the Def Leppard rabbit hole is what I'm going to do.
Totally.
Because I'm a big fan of Pour Some Sugar on Me as well.
Oh, yes. Great song.
I love that song.
Photograph, great song.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna check out some Def Leppard.
Yeah. Kudos to the showrunners, music supervisor, any and all. Great choice.
Yeah. Very good.
And please release Johnny's mixtapes. Just tell us the tracks. Just tell me all the tracks so I can make my own mixtape of Johnny's. So thank you so much for listening. And please be sure to subscribe to Let's Talk Cobra Kai wherever you get your podcast. You can also really help us by giving the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast.
And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a direct message, or post a comment on our social media, which is at Let's Talk Cobra Kai, as well as at Just Curious Media.
If you're a dedicated listener of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, consider supporting the show on Patreon. This greatly benefits us on many fronts and offers you access to exclusive content and much more. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.
No mercy.
Well done.